Hey everybody, this is Jason with Digital Sandwich, and I'm here to show you a really cool idea I picked up from a coworker I had recently. Basically the idea was this logo plops down, and then to make it a little bit more interesting he added this neat little ripple effect when it hits the ground. So here we go. Create your logo. Bring in your logo, whatever you want. I'm going to grab it from this previous project I did. Okay, so basically you have your logo. Make sure it's white, because basically what this effect uses is a bump map, and so black isn't used and white is used. So what you do is you create a new solid and you add simulation wave world. And I've seen a couple of tutorials online that use this, just gonna be a little bit different. I think there's one on AE Tuts that does it, but it shows just a different technique with it. Your amplitude on your producer, just turn it down to 0. We're not going to be using that producer. We're going to be creating our own basically. So all you do is you go to ground and you choose your logo as ground, and you'll see right here that it pops up, and that's your ground. So think of this thing right here as a rigid body, and we're going to take it and throw it into this white mesh, which acts kind of like a cloth. When we go ahead and bring this into that mesh, you'll notice when you hit play that it creates a ripple effect. So basically what we're going to be doing is pushing this into it to create the effect of the logo hitting this water. So what you do is, actually what we need to do is create a little bit more resolution and then reduce the steepness of this logo to about 0.1. And then all we need to do now is animate this height. So click height, go about 1 frame. And we'll make it 0.5, which is exactly where that mesh is, and then we'll go back to 0.42 or so, and then using your wireframe controls you can make sure that it's not hitting, and we'll go back to the beginning and make sure it's not hitting either. Okay, so that looks good. If you play that, you'll see it does this really cool ripple effect. Now it's kind of slow, so what we need to do is go into simulation, change the wave speed to 1, and that'll be a little bit faster, like that. One thing we also need to do is click this grid res down SAM, and basically what that is just for previewing purposes. If you unclick it, you'll see you get a lot more resolution, so just unclick that, otherwise you'll get weird render issues. And now if you go to this view of the height map, you'll see that you have this really cool effect where you can kind of see the logo. In fact, if I up the resolution to 100, you'll really see it, but we don't want it that much. We just want it about 50 because we want this nice blurry look. So that's our bump map, and one thing you also want to do here is change the brightness down to about 0.2, and the contrast, we'll leave it there for now. Basically you just want it to disperse like this. So now we'll just pre-compose this into a composition called bump. Move all attributes in the composition, otherwise you won't get all those effects, and they have to be pre-comps in order to be seen by this next effect. So we'll add a solid, we'll just make it pure white, and then we will add stylize CC glass, and when we go to surface, change it to the bump map to bump, and now you'll see this pretty cool effect. Now all we need to do is pop into that bump, grab the logo again, and drop it right on top, and we can make it black just so you can see it. And now we'll animate it, and we'll make it fall over about 5 frames. Zoom it out. Boom. Okay, and that's basically it. So you can see it's really subtle. And if it is too subtle, what you can do is you can just go into that white solid, add a color correction curves, and just drag it down a bit. That way you get a little bit more of those grays. So it's a really cool way to just add a little bit of life to a logo. Thank you to Alex Gibbs for showing me this idea, and I hope you guys find some really cool uses for it. Thanks for watching. This has been Jason with Digital Sandwich.